this body isn't something that you pull. Perhaps maybe one day you'll notice I'm alive. Even if you never, well, I still think I'll try. Well, I wish I had a reason to live and let go. If I had a reason, you'd give me one more. Perhaps maybe one day you'll look up and see. Even if you never, it don't mean much to me. 'Cause all I need is all you give, and all I see is all you live. Most people tell me forget and move on.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of the virtual showcase. So glad you are here with us today. Really excited. We got a great lineup of acts that are going to be performing for you. I just wanted to touch upon a few things before we get started, that we've got everything set up. If you're signed into YouTube, if you're not signed in so that you can make use of the chat, we want to have you signed in, commenting, making comments, giving your feedback throughout. That's great. Please communicate with us that way. We'll be keeping an eye on things. If you have questions, you can also post them there and we'll answer them for you. Also, just as a reminder, we are doing the 5 for 55 package. That is an ongoing package that we're doing with all of our virtual performers. So we have information about that on our website. So please take advantage of that. If you like a lot of the people you're seeing, they can all be at discounted rates if you book 5 or more acts with us. So please keep that in mind. Lastly, at the end of the conference or our time here together, I want you to go on and fill out the survey on the website at bseshowcase.com and give us some feedback. Tell us what you liked. Tell us what you want more of. Tell us what you want less of. If you never want to see this again, that's a great comment that we would love to hear. So please keep that in mind as you are finishing things up today. We'd love to hear your feedback. And these feeds from yesterday and today are going to be available on YouTube, so you'll be able to share them with folks after. So we'll make sure you get links to those, and you can check it out later if you want to repeat. I'm sure there's better stuff on Netflix, but if you want to watch us, God bless. So, hey, let's get things started. I want to start out with our first speaker of the day, Rachel Sheerin. Rachel is an award-winning keynote speaker who is known for helping people keep in love with the work that they do, happiness in their life, and success coming along the way. You might have seen her featured on a TEDx talk, How to Burn Out and Be Successful, or caught a glimpse of her cute dog on Instagram. Serving colleges and universities of all sizes, Rachel is here today to kick things off with energy and with motivation. Please welcome Rachel Sheerin.
What's up, everybody? Thanks, Chris, for that awesome intro. I wish we were all together. But you know what? 2020 has been full of wishes. And if I know your hearts, which I'm going to guess that I do, you've got a lot of wishes. You've got a lot of wishes for what this semester and the semesters ahead will be for you, for your students, for your colleges, your campuses. You've got a lot of wishes for things to go back to the way that they used to be. Remember the way they used to be? Idyllic. It seems like not that long ago, our biggest problem was whether we had double booked the coffee space for the comedian and the slam poet, which you're going to see both today. And I might be biased, but Schuler has some of the best acts. And y'all, I'll be honest, I could tell you about my keynotes and my leadership talks. I could talk to you about burnout and how I help students survive and thrive. I could tell you about my Rockstar leadership programs, which help people who are student leaders level up their leadership, or people who are relying on other leaders find the leadership within themselves. But instead of doing any of that, to be quite honest, the next 3 minutes, my beautiful time here with Schuler today, serving you, is exactly what I want to do. Because I'll be honest, y'all need the motivation. Y'all need the thanks. And you're here to get a glimpse of my style. And this is my style. My background is in hospitality. You and I have very similar hearts. We care deeply about people from all walks of life, all different backgrounds, languages, religions, identities. We don't care who you love. We just want to love you. And because of that, I also know that you yourselves are at risk of burning out. Burning out, simply put, is when joy leaves your work. Now, I remember when I loved my work. You maybe do too. Remember that first day of your job where you were like, wait a second, changing lives, interacting with students, putting on incredible events. This is a job. Yes, I will take that paycheck. Score. While other people were working in cubicles for banks. Ew. You got to be active participants in growing young adults into exploratory, creative, open-minded, developed individuals. I remember when I went to college, I thought my parents, not only did I think they didn't understand me, but I thought they didn't want to. And when I walked onto campus that first day as a super excited, definitely over-caffeinated freshman, it was student activities that met me and that told me, not only are we excited that you're here, but look, we've got things to open your mind. You're not the only one who's interested in feminism, or not the only person that's interested in dismantling the way our ecosystems are being destroyed. I found my people, and it was thanks to you all bringing that kind of education, that kind of connection. And yeah, times are weird right now. And by the way, times just haven't been weird right now. They've been weird for a while. I know you've felt it too. People are getting further apart, but you know what? Your position, your community, your students, they are the bud that will bloom for a different world. And I know that's part, I'm going to guess that's part of what brought you to do the work that you do. And I want to make sure that you're taking care of yourselves. Burnout happens when we get disconnected from the success we're going after. So I'll leave you with this thought. Get curious with yourself. How do I want to feel today? A simple exercise every day. Just wake up and ask, how do I want to feel today? And be open to whatever comes. You want to feel young? Great. Blast the music from high school with the windows down, even if it's just driving around the neighborhood. You want to feel connected? Great. Send a text message to someone that changed your life you haven't talked to in a while. You want to feel sexy? Sure, put on the leather jacket. My dog thinks it's cool too. Listen, I don't care whatever you want to feel. That's on you. But every day you have a choice, and you have the impact, the ability to impact everyone around you. You are the linchpin in so many students and campuses. You can turn the heat up. You can make it ice cold. Your energy matters. Your happiness matters. Your huge heart deserves to be happy. And here's a bonus. When you are happy, success is a byproduct of that happiness. My name is Rachel Sheerin. Thanks for allowing me to kick off today's awesome showcase and serve your hearts. I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Rachel. I love her. She's the best. Trust me. She's like that off camera too. Always a bubble, a ton of energy, and I love chatting with her. She's awesome. I want to keep the ball rolling here. Our next performer is Carlos Robson. He is a poet, a playwright. He's a teaching artist based in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's won 2 national poetry slam competitions. He's performed on and off Broadway and on national television, NPR. He's been at over 250 colleges. Great friend of ours and a great guy. I want to invite Carlos Robson onto the screen. Carlos. Hey, there he is.
Chris, how are you?
Good. I haven't seen you in a while. You're growing nice facial hair. Good job, dude. I can't do that.
Trying.
You're trying. Hey, so how's things been going for you? Have you been doing some virtual shows? How are you finding them? Are you liking them?
I have. I've done quite a few virtual shows lately. I think at first it was strange. At first it was kind of awkward because I don't get to see any reactions.
Hmm.
A lot of students had their cameras off, and I think after the first or second show, I asked everybody to turn their cameras on and reminded them that I could see them. And
Yeah.
you know, when you're exchanging that energy going back and forth between the performer and the audience, I think the whole thing works a little differently. You know.
That's I'm with you. It's I think a lot of performers feel that way. They still want to be connected, and I know you do a lot of workshops besides just a straight poetry show. So some of the workshops, have those been transferring over well to virtual?
You know what? I was originally I was nervous about workshops. I didn't know. A lot of times workshops are about confessing things or admitting things or sharing things that you haven't shared with people before. And I didn't know how that level of intimacy was going to work on a Zoom. But I think some of the best workshops I've ever conducted have been uh, over, you know, virtual Zoom platforms or whatever in the last couple of weeks. Uh, I think workshops. I think this is the moment for workshops. I think this is the time for us to use workshops as a real tool because all of us are going through stuff and all of us want to express ourselves in new and different ways. I think workshops are kind of a great tool to use to keep your students connected with, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody's in the front row in a in Zoom, so it's no one can hide in the back, which is true. Hey, last thing I wanted to, before you get started, I just want to notice that you had an honorary doctorate a few years back. What was that like, getting an honorary doctorate?
You know, it was funny. Small private school from California contacted Schuler and said that the commencement speaker from the year before had been a little on the boring side, a little on the long-winded side, and they were wondering if Schuler had any ideas as to, you know, who they could bring in to do a commencement that would shake things up. And they had a couple of topics that they wanted to cover, and my name came up, and they put us on a call together, and we talked about their topics, and I was really passionate about one of their ideas, and we moved forward, and it was the first time I'd ever given a commencement speech. It was really
God.
exciting. It was really it was sort of a totally different feeling, different experience. And just before I flew out there to do it, they said they had read my speech and wanted to offer me an honorary doctorate. So
Wow.
you know, who
So
knows?
so our commission would be 20% of that, which I don't know, is a GED, I guess. That's what we'll get out of it from that school. So I'll take it. I'll take
That
anything I can get.
works. Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna leave this screen. I'm gonna let you have it and go to it, my friend. Good to see you.
Thank you, Chris. I had a poem planned for today, and I think it was in typical slam poetry fashion, maybe a little daunting, and I wanted to change up the tempo and the energy. And so I actually work with an organization that works with teenagers. We teach them leadership and compassion skills. And this is a poem that I wrote for them to perform at one of our big shows last year before last. The first lesson the universe ever taught us was the story of the sun, was the power of light, that it comes after darkness, that it follows the night, that it moves in a cycle. It's the first circle of life. But with the passing of time came the desire to find a light when the sun wasn't high, and so came fire. And fire wasn't the sun, but it felt nearly the same. And even in darkness, we could act like it was day. We could tell jokes and gossip and stay up late. It wasn't the sun, but it was okay. And over the years, we substituted the light, never for something as powerful, never for something as bright, but campfires and torches became lanterns and candles, and getting into trouble and being a handful and believing that we were a part of the dark. And eventually came electricity and Edison's bulb. And now we could be lonely in the night but still have light. And some folks were able to make good in the darkness and others couldn't tell. But the ones who made good held that light in themselves. Then came creating distance from each other, even though we were never that distant from each other. Then came self-doubt and jealousy, and over the years, y'all, we substituted the light. Never for something as powerful, never for something as bright. And with that came replacing sunlight with just some light. Came staying up all night but still living in darkness. Then came TVs and computer screens, came social media and comparisons, and our belief that we're not living up to things. Y'all, we're all hiding in the darkness. We're all staring into our phones, ignoring the people who turn our houses into homes. We all look for something better outside of our lives instead of stoking our own fires and reflecting the light that is inside. And somewhere along the way, we got confused between the idea of the light and the day, and because we could not command one, we gave up on both. And we were told that we shouldn't carry around the light of our hopes, and we allowed our doubts to cloak us in shame. We never thought we were enough to make a difference. We thought we were the sum of our pain, and once we started to believe these thoughts is exactly how we found ourselves in the dark. But really, we just needed to remember the earliest of lessons. Light against light means nothing. Darkness against darkness means nothing. It is the contrast that give them meaning, and we know darkness is in the world. We know it exists in an immeasurable proportion. We know mankind can be consumed by darkness, but which one of us, who amongst us, is brave enough to commit ourselves to light, to remind mankind of the earliest, who will sit with us at dusk, and as the sun goes down, remind us of what tomorrow will be? Who has that kind of bravery? Who can stand and face the darkness and tell it you won't last forever? Who among us knows the light well enough to put it into words, y'all? The sunshine says you are smart enough. The sunshine says you are beautiful enough. The sunshine says you are worthy. The sunshine says you are capable. The sunshine says as long as you are alive, you too are the light. Hey guys, I'm Carlos Robson. Thank you so much for listening to me. Back over to you, Chris.
Thanks, Carlos. It's good to see you, man. I love this guy. I've known him forever, and he does an amazing job either as an MC for an open mic night. You can have him teach some workshops during the day and then have him perform that night. Really, really adaptable to whatever programming you want to do. So please keep Carlos in mind. He's amazing. I want to keep the ball rolling here and talk to hopefully my friend Jolene on the other line. Is Jolene here? Jolene. There she is. Hey, Jolene.
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
I'm good. Good to see you. So
You're doing excellent, by the way.
Maybe this is my new calling. I don't know. Maybe I should just host everybody's, Zoom parties and just make it up as I go, because I am 100% making it up as I go. Because if I try to write it down, it just comes off as stale. So I just got to just let it come out of my mouth and see how it flies. So thanks so much for what you and Jake have been doing with us. How To Concerts has been our partner in these virtual showcases. They've been an awesome support for us and been doing an amazing job. You know how to do a lot of things. So that's why I wanted to have you hop on and tell a little bit about what you've got going on here this fall.
Yeah, so clearly if you are watching this showcase, you might be thinking, oh, this looks really nice. Well, there's a lot of virtual technology that goes into putting something like this together, with so many artists having to get their feeds in one stream. A lot goes into it. I can't take any of that credit because Jake from our team is just like incredible at figuring out all sorts of virtual production. Every time we have a challenge, we just bring it to him and he somehow calmly figures it out. So he has the privilege of kind of putting this all together tech-wise. So if anybody's looking for virtual production, because there's always questions that come up with how to do virtual production, we're happy to talk to you and see if we can help you out. So in a normal year, we're a middle agency helping universities and others produce large-scale concert events. Well, we all know those aren't happening right now. Right. So we worked hard to kind of, again, Jake was figuring out all this production virtual technology in the background. We also contacted some of our dear friends and put together some in-house programs. We wanted to, in spring, keep students from a dark place when everything kind of closed down and everything shut down. So we have a cook-along cooking class with Chef Jill Everman, who was on Next Food Network star. She's utterly amazing and does these awesome cook-along classes. She has 5 menus to choose from, and you cannot beat this program in terms of like engagement. Everybody turns on their cameras and you see everybody cooking in their kitchen. It's really, really fun. And Chris is going to put one together for like bread baking, right, Chris?
Yeah, I'll happily do one. I have mastered sourdough, so if anybody out there wants some sourdough instruction, or just starter in general, I'll get it to you. It'd be great. We're
gonna send you a link so that you can cook along with Jill for one of these and show your skills off.
I would love it.
But we also have, we actually connected with a Marvel illustrator, Will Sliney, who is just incredible and does these comic drawing classes for campuses, and they're really neat. He talks you through the simple elements of drawing a character, and that one's really fun and engaging too, because students often draw along and then hold up their notepads at the end to kind of talk through their work with him. And he talks about how he got his job. It's just a really, really engaging, fun event. We also have our friend Craig Ford, who is a gay Black ethics professor, and he is giving these amazing discussions about how to create a community where Black Lives Matter. So it's a really, really neat conversation that he has with campuses, and those have been really inspirational, and he's great to work with. So he's been doing those, and of course, our most popular drag bingo. We have a connection with a group of about 20 to 30 drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race who host bingo, and we kind of run the elements of it so that the drag queen host, or whoever we want to put in that role. We've had celebrities, influencers, whomever. We can put anybody in that role, really. We coach them how to do this bingo event, and it's super fun, super engaging. A lot of people have their cameras on and unmute to yell bingo, and it's very fun and kind of gives you a sense of that being together when you're not together. So that one's been really popular. And then, of course, working on virtual Q&As with celebrities, as well as virtual concerts, which is where a lot of this production has come in handy. So that's really what we're working on. And if anybody has any questions about any of it, howtoconcerts.com/virtual, or email Jake and I, and we'll put that in the chat.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, best of luck to you on that. I know you've been cranking out a lot of shows. We were happily helping out with that, and man, you guys have just been the best. So, congrats and good luck to you as you move forward here into this fun pandemic we're all experiencing.
Thank you so much, Chris.
All right. So I want to keep it going here. We've got a singer-songwriter. We've got Kevin Daniel. He is North Carolina born and recently moved back to North Carolina. He's an Americana artist with 3 released albums, the official South by Southwest 2020 selected artist. He's performed in the U.S. He's been over to the U.K. He's been at colleges and universities as well. Great guy on the roster. Super excited to have him on with you today. So let's pull him up with my good friend, Kevin Daniel.
Hey, how's it going? Hello, Chris.
Good to see you. I think we've got a running trend here that I am the only one on the roster that cannot grow facial hair. So congrats to you on that. So how are things going? I know you're back in Asheville, North Carolina. Are things exciting for you down there? You're doing some recording. What's going on?
Yeah, things are pretty cool. I've been in New York for 10 years. I decided to take a break from New York while it's pretty much no live music in New York at the moment. But I did do some recording before I left, and I'm going to finish up that recording down here in North Carolina at some local studios. And hopefully in 2021, I'll release an album. I'm trying to be safe about touring, so I'm not really touring at the moment, but I am playing some local breweries and sort of spread out outdoor events. And just spend a lot of time writing, like a lot of musicians I know.
All right, good. Well, I want to let you take the stage here. Definitely keep doing what you're doing, and it's great to see you, man.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
No
I'm going to
problem.
play a song that I wrote to start off with the original. It's called Myself Through You, and you can find all of my stuff on Spotify, and I'm sure all those links are on the Schuler website.
I'm seeing myself through you. It's about time I saw your shade of blue. I am watching myself stumble new. Inside out the bed, go of you. I'm seeing myself through you. Yeah, I get mad when I regret all the words I never said. I understand you had to run the songs I never sung. I'm seeing myself through you. About Shed a blue eye, watching myself from below. Inside, I wondered, oh, you, I'm seeing myself through you. And that's a little bit of that song. So I'm going to play a few songs, just a little bit of each song to try to give you an idea what I can play. This is one of my favorite Ben Harper songs. It's called Steal My Kisses. And if you know it, sing along at home, y'all. I pulled down to Nashville, Tennessee. You didn't even come around to see me. Yet I headed up to Carolina. Know I'm gonna be right there behind you. Well, I always have to steal my kisses from you. I always have to steal my kisses from you. I always have to steal my kisses from you. I always have to steal my kisses from you. Yeah, I live to see that warm southern rain. Yeah, to see it falling, the sweetest sound I think. Yeah, to see it fall on a simple country dress. It's like heaven to me, I must confess. Yeah, I always have to steal my kisses from you. Always have to steal my kisses from you. I always have to steal my kisses from you. I always have to steal my kisses from you. Yes, guys, that was a song called Steal My Kisses by Ben Harper. I'm playing another song that I wrote. This is an original called, what is this one called? Build It All Up. If I could just go back in time forever, like Superman, I'd spend back all the days. I'd change the way I acted when I found about the bar. Leave you close and never let you stray. Yeah, of course I know I cannot hate what happened. Didn't break that stuff you shattered from the start. Ain't nothing in this world you cannot leave or lose. Life worth living means a broken heart. Build it all to watch it fall apart. Dreams at night leave me mad. When do I live? When do I live? I'm trying hard to understand. I need a hand. I need a hand. Well, of course I know I cannot change what happened. Couldn't break that stuff we shattered from the start. Ain't nothing in this world you cannot leave or lose. Life worth living means a broken heart. Build it all to watch it fall apart. Thanks, guys. I want to play one more tune for you. Again, my name is Kevin Daniel. I'd love to play for your school or university. I'm using an Audio Technica studio grade mic here. Got the sweet ring light. I got two dogs hanging out here. You can't see them, but hey, you get that when you pay for the show. The dogs are also included. My last song is called Girl Crush. It's by Little Big Town, and I hope you guys like it. Well, I got a girl crush. Well, I hate to admit it, but I got a heart rush. It's giving me down. Yeah, I got it real bad. Want everything she has. That smile and that midnight laugh she's given me now. Yeah, I want to taste her lips. Oh, does it taste like you? I want to drown myself in a bottle of her I want her magic touch. Yeah, 'cause maybe, yeah, you just have much. Oh, I got a girl crush. Oh, 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 I got a girl crush. Well, I got a girl crush. I hate to admit it, but yeah, I got a heart rush that's getting me down. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Thanks to Bass Schuler again.
Awesome, man. Thanks, Kevin Daniel. That guy's voice is insanely strong. You can tell it's just about to push the mic over. Great singer. Got a lot of original songs. He can do a lot of covers, so you can MC your open mic night, whatever you want him to do. He's happy to help out. Laid back, fun guy to have on your virtual event. I want to keep the ball rolling again with a Mentalist. We've got Christopher Carter coming on, and Christopher Carter has been named Entertainer of the Year in Campus Activities Magazine, which is the biggest award that they gave out. And he's appeared at over 3,000 colleges. That's like all the colleges. I think he's been to all of them, and most of them many times over and over. So what does he do? It's simple. He just messes with people's minds. Please welcome Christopher Carter.
Well, it's fantastic to be here with all of you, and I'll have to set a little bit of a stage, because usually when you bring me into your campus as a virtual entertainer, I'm broadcasting from my studio, which has 3 state-of-the-art cameras and perfect lights and sound. But, well, some of us are actually also doing gigs on the road, and today I find myself in North Dakota at a hotel. But that brings to mind really the whole point of what I'm going to be doing, because last night when I checked into my hotel, it turned out the desk clerk had been a student at North Dakota State College of Science several years ago, and he remembered me. In fact, what he said was, "You're the guy who freaked me out." And so I asked him what I did, and he described it, and that's why I decided I would decide to present this same thing for you here today. So we have Zach on with us. Zach, how are you doing?
Great, how are you?
Fantastic. Zach, we're going to play a few mind games together. And because what I do as a virtual entertainer is so interactive, I want to let you know that as people will be wondering, do we have anything set up between the two of us? We really don't. They asked you to come up, and we have not prearranged anything. So no. Am I correct about that?
You are.
So, Zach, I would like you to think, don't speak, think of the first name of the first person that you can remember having a crush on way back when you were a little boy. And it doesn't have to be the first one ever, Zach. Just the first name that pops into your head. Again, don't say it out loud, but let me ask, do you have a name in mind?
I do.
Great. Then look toward the camera. And when I say go, you will say the name in your mind, definitely not out loud, but hear your inner voice say it. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Think that name now. I think I heard something. I am going to take a guess. I'm not going to show you what I wrote yet. We're going to put this at the back of the stack, because now we're going to go a little bit more abstract. Zach, I would like you to think of a 4-digit number, but not a random number. I want this number to mean something to you personally. So, it could be the last 4 digits of your social security number, or the last 4 of your phone number, or maybe 2 birthdays mashed together, but a 4-digit number that you know and you experience all the time. Do you have one?
Mm-hmm.
Then look toward me and think the first digit. Think it now. Think the second. Think the third. And now think the fourth. Zach, I'm not going to lie to you. This fourth one I'm having problems with. I have to ask, it's not a 7, is it?
It's not.
All right, then think it again. I got it. And finally, Zach, I'm going to try to plant a thought into your mind. I mean, it's only fair if I try to read your thoughts that you try to read mine. So I'm going to draw a picture. I will let you know ahead of time, I'm a terrible artist. If I were to draw a stick figure of a cow, you would look at it and wonder if it was some genetic experiment gone hideously out of control. So I'm going to stick with simple geometric shapes. I'm going to draw one of them inside of another, like a square inside of something else. Only, obviously, that is not what I'm going to send you. I'm not going to send you a square, but I'm going to make it a little tough on you, Zach. They are not going to be the same shape. Each one is different. Now, I do not want you to watch my pen or the shape of this motion. So right now, I would like you to close your eyes. And I am drawing the first simple geometric shape now. Inside of it, I'm drawing a completely different shape. Try and zero in on that. All right, Zach, open your eyes. So quick recap. I asked you to think of a person's name, somebody you had a crush on as a child. Tell us all out loud, who was it that you had this crush on?
Cassie.
Say again.
Cassie.
You said Cassidy? Cassidy?
Cassie.
Cassie, K-A-S-S, Cassie, yes. Okay,
Yep.
And then by the way, how old were you when you had a crush on Cassie?
4.
4, all right, which is amazing because even after all these years, I can still hear the passion in your thoughts.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
I asked for a 4-digit number. Tell us out loud the 4-digit number.
1624.
1624. And what is the meaning of this particular number to you?
It's my parents' address.
Your parents' address. Excellent. There's no way that I would know that ahead of time, correct?
No.
And finally, 2 simple geometric shapes. This is the toughest for me. What was the first shape that popped into your mind, Zach?
A triangle.
And inside of that triangle, I drew something else. What other shape did you see?
A circle.
Zach, I'll show this as close as I can. I got a circle drawn inside a triangle. But Cassie, do you ever stay in touch with her at all?
Oh, yeah.
Then terrific. Do me a favor and text Cassie and tell her that I just read your mind. And finally, your parents' address, 1624. Well, whenever you visit them, tell them, Zach, that I got it exactly right. And Zach, that is an example of what I do. I mess with people's minds. So that is it for me. I want to thank you so much for letting me mess with your mind here today.
It was a pleasure.
My pleasure too. Back to Chris.
Thanks, Chris Carter. Man, great guy. Does an awesome show. It's really, really a lot of fun. Thanks to Zach Pace for hopping on with us as well. He's a good friend to Bass Schuler, and it was good to see him too. Man, I'd love you to have Chris on your campus virtually. He does a great, great show. He also can do additional speaking workshops on body language and other different types of things. He actually melds those two programs together by doing some mind reading, but showing you how he reads your mind by reading your body language. It's really cool. So lots of ways that you can put Chris Carter to work if you want to bring him to your campus. All right, so I want to keep going. We've got Anthony Moore. He's a comedian. He's originally from Philly. He now lives in New York City. He was featured on Kevin Hart's LOL, and he's a really, really funny comedian. I've got him online, ready to go. Please check out and listen to Kevin Hart. Anthony Moore, sorry.
Man, what's up, y'all? Wow, yeah, like you said, I'm originally from Philly. Now I live in New York, which is okay, but it's weird. Like I tell New Yorkers all the time, there's other places where you could afford to have things like a car or happiness. Like living here, it gives people such a false sense of accomplishment because when people find out you live in Brooklyn or Manhattan, they automatically assume you're successful now. They don't see the struggle. Because once I moved out here, my friends and family back home, they think I made it when really I'm doing worse. Like I'll post a picture of me online somewhere in the city, like around Times Square. My friends comment like, yo, I'm so proud of you. I see you out here, you doing your thing, because people love to say you doing your thing when they don't know what you're doing at all. Like, you doing your thing, like you giving us so much hope back home. And I just comment back like, man, I just hopped off the megabus. Like, you too could be here for $11. Like, this wasn't that hard to get to. But I moved out here after I finished school. I graduated St. Joseph's University, which was a good experience, but it was weird at times being black at a predominantly white school. I mean, now I'm using words like predominantly, and just the kind of things I had to deal with. Like in most of my classes, I'm usually the only black person. professors, they think this makes me the spokesperson for all black people, and they just ask me the most random questions to try to get the black perspective on things. I'm in class paying attention, taking notes. All I hear is Anthony. Would you care to explain to the class how black people feel about slavery and reparations? I had to snap on her. Like, this is a math class. We don't even cover that topic in here. Like, you asked Rosemary to solve for X. You asked me about Malcolm X. Like, how did we just cross subjects like that, man? But I tried to be active when I was on campus. That's always one thing I preach to students. Make sure you try to get involved with the campus activities. When I was on campus, I joined the Black Student Union. The messed up thing is it was only two of us, so if one person ain't show up, we just had to cancel a meeting. I was the publicist, so I made flyers, tried to spread the word about our campus events. The other person just had to fill all the other roles. He was the president, vice president, and secretary. And I remember one day we was in a meeting, we got into an argument because, for campus activities, groups, they like to give out boxes of pizza to get more people to come, and we had all these boxes left over, and I'm like, yo, it's just us. We only need a few slices. And he was like, man, I'm tired of this. I'm stepping down as president. I looked at him and said, well, as vice president, you have to step right back up. Like, you just can't leave like that. You got a few more roles to vacate before you could just walk away from this organization, man. But school was all right. I recently quit my job. I had a job I hated. I was working with kids. I'm telling you, working with kids is tough. Working with kids, it teaches you a lot. You learn how to pick and choose your battles. Like, sometimes you have to give up on a kid to save the rest of the class because they all can't be something. Like, it sounds horrible, but kids will kill your dreams. So I was working with fifth graders this past school year, and they all found out I do stand up. So they started subscribing to my YouTube channel. So when I upload a video, they could be the first to dislike it. And I'm like, yo, to y'all, it's just a joke, but y'all messing up my algorithms. Like, I'm trying to chase my dreams and get out of here, man. But I moved out here with my girlfriend. We live together now. It's not what I expected at all. We've been arguing so much because I found out the hard way. Wherever you meet your lady at, you're no longer allowed to go out her. And this could be your favorite spot. You could have been going there your entire life. She'll still question you, like, really? You got to go there again? You were just there last Sunday. And I was like, yes, I've always gone to church. But we met each other online. We met each other on Twitter. And ladies, y'all say y'all want a man with a sense of humor until y'all actually get one, and another woman laughs at something we say, kills my confidence. She'll walk over her phone like, why is she so hyped? You not even funny like that. Like, you funny, but you not 3 crying emojis funny. Like, why is she laughing so hard? And I'm like, yo, this is my mom. Like, you know her. But I had a blast telling jokes to y'all. I can't see or hear y'all. But that's my time. I'm Anthony Moore. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Anthony Moore. Man, it's good to see you. He's really funny. Great guy. And I hope you can bring him to campus. It'd be great. He's really great. He's really great. Did I mention he's great? All right, good. All right. Coming up, C.L. Lindsay, who's also great, is a speaker. He's the foremost authority on higher education law. And already you're saying, that sounds terrible. But no, he literally wrote the book on legal problems in higher education. The College Student's Guide to the Law has become the definitive authority used by students, university council, and nationwide as a textbook for master's in law courses on this topic. His work has been featured on U.S. News and World Reports, the Chronicle for Higher Education, the Washington Post, Chicago Tribune, and countless other different media outlets. What defines CL isn't his knowledge, it's his ability to make legal concepts not just understandable, but funny and engaging. In fact, the movie rights to his book were purchased by Steve Carell to be developed into a motion picture, something that's unheard of for a nonfiction legal reference. So in the last 15 years, working with C.L. Lindsay, we have had an opportunity to bring him to over 1,200 colleges from coast to coast. Please welcome to the virtual stage, C.L. Lindsay, to talk to you about COVID and the law.
Hello, thank you, Chris Schuler, for that great introduction that I had to write this morning for him, but it's all true still. As Chris said, my name's C.L. Lindsay. I'm an expert in higher education law. I am the author of the College Student's Guide to the Law, and I have spent the last 15 years, actually almost 20 years, helping students stay out of and get out of trouble. One more preliminary thing. My organization is a nonprofit. We wanted to make these lectures interesting. We wanted to hire like models and actors to illustrate these legal philosophies to you. We couldn't afford that. So we did the only thing we could afford, which is steal action figures from our little brothers and sisters. So you'll see action figures getting in trouble. I know that sounds hokey, but it totally works, especially when I get to talk about things like unsolicited dick pics. My apologies to all of the Harry Potter fans out there, or things like urinating outside after a fraternity party. I do a lot of talks. I do one on social media technology in the law. I do one about sex in the law. My favorite one, or one of my favorite ones, is alcohol parties in the law, teaching students how to throw a safe and legal party. But this fall, I put together an entirely new lecture, College, COVID, and the Law. It covers a lot of these novel legal issues that have come up over the last 6 or 7 months. Now, this lecture is going to be dynamic. This stuff is changing fast, so I'll swap issues in and out. But right now, I'm talking about things like liability waivers. If you're on a campus right now, I'm sure you signed one. If you're going back to a campus, you'll sign one, I'm sure, when you go back. How do those things work? What are the legal mechanics of them? I talk about masks and other mandates. It's amazing. People ask me all the time, can I legally, by the government or a private entity, be forced to wear a mask? Of course you can. And then they follow up, well, do I have to wear it right? Can I have my nose hanging out? And the answer again is yes, of course they can. Wearing a mask with your nose out is like going to a restaurant that requires you to, wear pants like this and saying, hey, I'm wearing pants, I'm still following the rules, serve me a steak now. I would also cover things like if you have a student job, what are your rights when you go back to your job? Like, how do you protect yourself? And I give some practical advice. Coursework, how do you navigate the professor-student relationship during COVID, having a COVID go bag ready to go. But I want to spend a little bit of time today on parties in the pandemic. And by the way, I love that the Hulk can't keep his mask on. That's very, very good. Listen, that's just getting all the attention media-wise. And I think that's what students are actually thinking about. Now, I could tell you, 100 different stories about instances on college campuses where students didn't follow the rules and things went badly. But UNC Chapel Hill is a good enough example. On August 3rd, college freshmen got back to campus there. They were moving in. There's a dad moving his son in. Actually, I don't know that that's a dad. That could actually be an 18-year-old freshman who has just lived some very, very hard days and has already gone bald. Everybody who got to campus, they got a long set of rules, like everybody else who got to campus, that said, hey, you got to social distance, you got to wear a mask. And at the end, look at what it said. You acknowledge that willful failure to comply with these standards may result in your disenrollment, restrict your access to campus, or subject you to disciplinary proceedings. They had immediate problems with adherence. August 5th, 2 days later, there was apparently some event on Sorority Row. A bunch of kids were walking around without masks, drinking, doing all sorts of different things. Upperclassmen came back August 10th. By August 11th, 3 upperclassmen had already been kicked off of campus, out of housing, not expelled, but just out of housing for having parties in their rooms. By August 17th, there were 130 cases of COVID-19 on campus, and that same day, they shut things down. They said, you know what? Go home. We're not going to have on-campus classes anymore. And August 20th, 10 days after upperclassmen came back, people were moving out. The thing that people ask me about, because I'm a lawyer, is that part. They say, hey, is that fair? Can I get kicked off of campus? Can I get expelled for having a party? That seems harsh. And in my experience, the answer to that is almost always going to be yes, because the only time that colleges get caught up is when they don't follow their own rules. And colleges were incredibly careful to make sure the rules were very clear and the punishments were clear. That kind of thing right there, that makes it almost impossible to challenge something like this. And by the way, it's not just parties that are getting people into trouble. This happened at Amherst this fall. This kid, Alistair Poole, winner of the best name on all college campuses this fall, an RA, a returning sophomore, he got back to campus. He was kicked off the first day of classes. 2 infractions got him kicked off. First, he walked from his residence hall room down the hall to the bathroom without his mask on, got busted. Second, he had 2 students that didn't live in his suite with masks on, helping him move a couch. Now, he got kicked off campus. He is appealing that, but it's still pending. And here's the other thing. If you get disciplined at school and you try to appeal it, you generally don't get to go to a court. You have to actually go to the school itself. And they have zero incentive to be lenient, especially about COVID-19, because they'd much rather have you sue them, saying it wasn't fair you kicked me off campus, than have the parents of a student who got sick or even died suing them saying, you didn't keep my kids safe. So a couple other things to think about with this stuff. Number one, there's going to be differences in enforcement in off-campus police and on campus. That's always the case, but with COVID-19, it's actually flip-flopped. because it's usually harsher on campus. Listen, if you get caught drinking underage, it's way better to get caught by an RA because you have to watch like alcohol.edu or come see me speak. But if you get caught off campus, it's often losing your license and fines and things like that. It's the other way around with COVID-19. West Lafayette, they have the strictest off-campus rules. Their town passed these ordinances that say if you get caught without a mask, you got not social distancing, you're looking at a $1,000 fine or community service. That is harsh. That said, it is way, way less than getting expelled or kicked off of campus. And again, like I said before, if it's in their rules, it will stick. So what are college kids going to do? Number one, read the rules. That's always important, but it is so important during the COVID era. You have to understand what you're agreeing to do and what the punishments are if you don't follow those rules. But more importantly, I want you guys to think about the big picture. And by the way, I think college kids are getting unfairly villainized about this stuff. The media is liking to point fingers at you for causing all these problems. I think there's plenty of blame to go around, but forget about the blame right now. Forget about the discipline right now. And understand that being responsible and doing the right thing, that's in your own self-interest. Think about the thing you miss the most, the thing that you want to do that you can't because of COVID-19. It might be going to concerts. It might be travel. It might be just going to bars and meeting new people. Hello. Every time somebody's not as responsible as they should be, it lengthens the time until we get back to the world where we can do that stuff. It's funny. A lot of people think because I'm a lawyer, I want to wiggle out of things. I want to teach people how to get around rules. That's never been my MO. But there are certainly certain areas of the law. If you want to take a big deduction on your taxes and see if you get away with it, that's fine by me. But COVID-19 is not the place for this. We have to think in the aggregate. Take one party. This is a party that happened the first week of Penn State. Are these kids who went to this party after being cooped up for, I don't know what, 4 months in their houses, is it a cardinal sin that they wanted to get together? Of course not. Is it a guarantee that there was going to be an outbreak at this school? Also no. But here's the thing. We have to think about all the parties. Because every time there's a party, some of them, a percentage of them are going to hit the COVID lotto and there's going to be an outbreak. So with all the college parties that happen all over the country, the more there are, more outbreaks, the longer it is until we get back to our regular lives. Listen, I do a hazing talk, and when I talk to those kids, one of the things I always talk to them about is, listen, I cannot give you magic words that's going to make you stop hazing. But what I can tell you as somebody who studies this stuff and as a lawyer, I know what the end game is. There are two end games. Number one, if you keep hazing each other, the Greek system is going to be gone at your school. Number two, more importantly, somebody's eventually going to get hurt. It's the same exact thing with COVID-19. The end games are, the less responsible people are, the higher the chances are you're going to end up going home and not have college on campus anymore. But more importantly, somebody could die. And it's not just vulnerable people. College kids could die. It's the same exact thing. All right, I hate ending on such a down note, but that's all my time. Again, my name's CL Lindsay. These are all the lectures I do. I would love to come to your campus virtually. Thanks so much for spending some time with me. Be safe as you can, guys. Have some fun, and please vote on November 3rd. Thanks.
Thank you, CL Lindsay. You are the best, man. He is an amazing resource for schools to have, not only for students, but for your staff and administration. He can do talks simultaneously for both, which is an awesome way to put him to work. All right, so why am I standing up and behind this table with all these silly things around me? Welcome to Chris's Crafty Corner with Critters. I wanted just to talk a little bit about some of our make and takes or take and makes that we can do. First off, I wanted to point out word art. Word art is this right here. See, it says my name, Schuler. You can read, right? And the nice thing about our word art is that we sell these in boxes of 100. But we're having a deal right now. If you buy a box of 100, we'll give you 120. So you get 20 free for the first box. And that's something that we're doing for anybody that's paying attention. I want to point out, too, that the outer frame of this is really sturdy. A lot of the other companies don't also have these center dividers, which make it very easy to frame. Everything comes included. So there's instructions on the backing. There's double-sided tape that's already placed on there for you. You pick out your lettering that you want to use, take it with you, follow the instructions. I made this, which means that it's not hard to do, and you can have it. This is about 2 or 3 years old. It's been in the window of my office, and it is still in great shape. So it's something that will last a long time. So we want to make sure that we're just giving you some ideas on make and takes that are going to not only be fun to do, but they're also going to last a long time. So we want to make sure you're spending your money wisely. Secondly, I want to talk about.
Oh, hi, Schuler.
Oh, the Scott Bass is sneaking up on me.
What do you have here?
I have. You stuff it. So
This
you
looks like fun.
Do you want to make one? All right. So you stuff it. These are stuffed animals that we can do. We've got lions, tigers. We've got bears. And we have little teeny T-shirts that go with them that have logos on them. I want to point out that when you buy these from us, you get the stuffing already put together in another little packet. So you get your critter, you get your foam, you get your T-shirt, and then off you go. So it's an easy thing for you to do on campus in a socially distanced way, or you can just pack these up into a bag, give them to students, or drop them off and hang them on their doors so they can pick what they want. We have a lot of different types of animals and critters that you can pick from, so we can do a mixed bag of different ones, or if you have one specifically you want to do, we can do that. Another nice thing about these is that we can customize them as well. So, Scott, you want to make one of these things? Come on over, dude. All right, so this is the packet. Let's tear one open.
Please explain.
Well, there's this foam pack. All right, it's foam packing. All right, take your critter, dude. All right, so you got the bear. According to the rules here, we got to stuff the head first. So shove it in its head. Now, I will point out, don't stick your whole hand in there. It's not a Thanksgiving turkey. Just get your fingers in there. And then the next rule is to do the legs, and then the arms, and then the rest of the body. All right?
Yeah, this is fun.
This is fun. See, Scott's a super big, helpful guy around here. We love that. That's why we keep him around. So this is You Stuff It. We're also running some specials on the You Stuff It as well, so reach out to us about that. We'll tell you what that is. And then I want to thank my personal assistant here, Scott Bass. That's Scott Bass, by the way, in case you didn't know what he looked like. That's him. I want to bring up our next act. You guys ready? All right, cool. Daniel Martin, magician, has quickly established himself as the top magician in the market, having performed at over 1,000 colleges and universities, winning the award of Entertainer of the Year through Campus Activities magazine, and he is one of our most highest-rated performers on the roster. He has been featured on Scam School, Now You See It, and Netflix Magic for Humans. Please welcome Daniel Martin.
Well, hello, everyone. I am so glad to be joining everyone here. Can I just say this entire thing is worth all of you watching just to watch Scott Bass stuff a bear. So we were at the Michigan Theater backstages where we film all of our Magic Night Ins. I created a program virtually because excuse me. Can you guys? Sorry, they were supposed to get me something to drink here. It's garbage. Here, let's start here. Ready? Watch the can. Just for you all here. Let's fill it up like that. Perfect. There we go. Now, my friends, we are ready to start. Cheers. So, when people watch me do magic, they're always snacking with Magic Night In. So this is one of my vices that I usually have in every dressing room or green room. I don't throw it on my rider. I'm not that much of a diva. But everybody has a different system for eating Oreos. I know you're on chat right now. I could see you. My producers have the monitors up. So school friends, artist friends, how do you eat your Oreos? Are you a dipper? Are you a twister? How do you eat your Oreos? Everyone has a different system. Go ahead and type it into the chat right now. I'm going to show you how I do mine. Watch. You just spit it right back on, and then you take it and put it up here for later, and you are good to go. Pammy is a twister. Rachel says she eats hers with me only. So the program that I do is Magic Night In. Anybody could do magic at a screen, and that's fun. And I'm going to give every one of your students or people in your teams, your organizations, a front row seat at a live magic experience. And the magic that I'm going to be doing comes like a talk show format, so it's super fun. But more importantly, it is interactive because it's not cool to watch magic performed at you. You have to be part of it. So all the magic that I do is stuff that you can do along with me. Plus, I pull back the curtain and I teach your students, your teams, faculty, how to do magic using stuff from around their own places, right? Simple thing is like taking a fork and rubbing the metal fork. When you do that, you can cause the fork to bend and then go right back just as quick. That is something super fun, super cool, and I do it on TV or for teasers all the time, and I teach that to your people, right? Because that way they can go out and share magic in a time that people need magic in their lives more than ever. And let's show you one of those pieces right now that I teach. I'm going to perform it. Is that cool? Can we do that? Yeah? This is fun. Okay, so here's what I need. One of my vices besides Oreos are peanut M&Ms. I love these things. They are one of my addicting vices, and we're going to grab some more here. Here's what I need. My friends, there are 6 colors of peanut M&Ms. Let's see if we can actually get them all out here too. Perfect. Here's what I need. I need people in chat right now. I need a number 1 through 6 right now. There are 6 colors of M&Ms, so I need a number 1 through 6. The first person that comes in through chat is who I'm going to use. We can see it live. We have blue, orange, red, green, yellow, and brown. 6 colors of M&Ms. Type in a number 1 through 6 for me, my friends, right now. Pammy was the first one in. Faith came in. Cindy, thank you all for being here. Pammy was the first one in with the number 4. Check it out, Pammy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pammy, I knew you were going to say 4. I knew it was going to be green, and here's how I knew. Because all that's left in the box are green M&Ms. What? I don't even care if you didn't like this. I'm eating M&Ms right now. My life is great. So with Magic Night In, this is actually one of the pieces that I teach people how to do using stuff from around their place. I'm sorry, I have a mouthful of food, but it's an amazing night. We have fun, we interact, we hang out, and it's like, what would it be like if you had a magician over for a big party and you spent an hour with them? And that's what the whole experience is like with Magic Night In. I can't wait to show you more. If you have any questions about what I do, feel free to reach out to me directly, Daniel Martin, or Chris, Scott, and Sue, who are the best. And thank you all for taking time out of your day and hanging with me. I'm going to eat the rest of these right now, and then I'll magician for you all later. Yeah? Okay. Peace.
Awesome. Thanks, Daniel. Awesome. Good to see you. Scott Bass made his bear. As you were impressed with the Scott Bass sighting. If anybody wants this bear, just put it in the chat. First one to put it in the chat, we'll ship it to you. You can have an official Scott Bass stuffed bear for your office or whatever. Happy to give that along to you. I wanted to bring up our next performer. Got a couple left to go. It's doing great. We've got Phillip-Michael Scales, singer-songwriter. He's an engaging, soulful singer-songwriter, delivering folk, soul, blues, jazz, indie, pop, Beatles covers, a little bit of everything. He's a graduate of Berklee College of Music. Phillip is really easy to work with. We love him. He can MC or play for you all you want. In addition to covers, he's successful in his own right. He's been performing all over the United States for colleges and touring well before COVID. And he's the nephew of B.B. King. So please check him out. Catchy melodies ready to play for you. Please welcome Phillip-Michael Scales.
What's going on, guys? How are you? I can see you in the chat, so if you guys want to say anything to me, say hi. I think I can see it. Anyways, yeah, I'm Phillip-Michael Scales. Lived in Chicago, live in Nashville, and I don't know, I just want to groove with y'all. Start with a little Sam Smith. You and me, we made a vow. For better or for worse, yeah. Well, I can't believe you let me down, but there's proof in the way it hurts. What's up, Rachel? How you feeling? You say I'm crazy. You ain't got no what you done, but when you call me, baby, I'm not the only one. Or we could change paces and just Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Beauty is beyond compare. Flaming locks of auburn hair and ivory skin. Eyes are emerald green. Voice is like a breath of spring. I see you, Jacob. Voice soft like summer rain, and I cannot be with me, Jolene. We're gonna wake something, Gretzy, Jolene. Jolene, Jolene, Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him just because you care. 'Cause if you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Friendship lasts forever, friendship never ends. Wanna be my lover, you have got to give. Taking is too easy, but that's the way it is. Or we could change gears. You don't know, babe, when you hold me, you hold me in your arms, and it don't change. If I had it my way, I know that you are. I'm talking about Pammy right now. You're the sunshine in the rain when it's pouring. You're the coffee that I need in the morning. I know that you are, yeah. Well, I want you to see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. Rachel, you're a star. Where you go, I'll follow. Austin, no matter how far. If life is a movie, then you're the best part. You know, kick it old school too if you want to. Ooh. When the night has come and the land is dark. Thanks, Beth Schuler. And the moon is the only light you see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you live stream with me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, oh, stand by me. Oh, oh, stand by me. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand with me and Beth Schuler. Stand by me. Oh, if the sky we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountains roll into the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear. I'll just keep you company on live stream through quarantine. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand in quarantine. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, and the Beth Schuler family. Oh, stand by me. Thanks, y'all. I think I got some information down here. I love y'all very much. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves.
Awesome, man. Phillip-Michael Scales. Great job. Great impromptu lyric writing, which is really, really cool. I loved it. Hey, awesome job, dude. Thanks for coming on with us today. We have one more performer for you. His name is Marcus Monroe. He is the award-winning comedian and juggler. He's the winner of the prestigious Andy Kaufman Award and has been seen on The Late Show, The Late Night with Seth Meyers. He's been on Netflix and lots of other things. And he's on Instagram all the time. You should watch him there. It's hilarious. And before TikTok gets taken away, you should watch him on that also. Thanks, Trump. I wanted just to bring him on, and he's coming to you live from tape from his hotel room in North or South Dakota. Marcus Monroe.
Hello! Yes, thank you, Chris. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for checking this out. My name is Marcus Monroe. I am a juggler and a comedian. Now, that is my real name, so you can call me that. Or, if you want options, you can call me Eminem, right? Double M, M squared. Ladies, you know who you are. You can call me That's a joke. I'm married. It would just be real quick. Only two. Anyway, all right. So far, so good. You can tell by my front that I look like a lady from the back. It's a guy. It's a guy. All right. So I do comedy, and then I'll sprinkle in some tricks, some juggling, and what have you not. I don't know what I'm saying either. So it's a 2-for-1. If maybe you want a juggler. I mean, I don't know why, but maybe you want a comedian that juggles. That's probably more likely. But either way, that's what this is. So I thought to prove to you that I really do 2 things at the same time. Well, I mean, theoretically it's at the same. I thought the best thing to do would be to combine juggling, comedy, into one thing. It's like when you take a jug of water, mix in some powder, stir it up, and then crystal light. This is like that, but you can't drink this because it's all right. And if you don't like the jokes, which I'm guessing just might be a solid theme for the next 5 minutes, or don't worry, because there is some juggling following immediately. And if you don't like juggling, you'd be in the majority of people. No one really likes it. People tolerate it. I mean, people love it when it's after your school. They're like, oh my gosh, I can't get enough. And like a lot of kids show up because they love watching a grown man play catch with himself. This is going well. All right, I'm gonna juggle for you and then do some jokes, and then you can decide. You be the judge. You judge it, not me. What about? I'm biased. All right, here we go. Here's some juggling. Oh wait, I forgot. Here's the music too. You can't juggle without music. That's ridiculous. Okay, I'm doing my own thing. I'm in a hotel room somewhere in Kansas. I have 2 brothers, one younger, one's older, and we like to physically fight like all of the time. Like last time we were together, we fought at my grandpa's assisted living complex. Let's just say we did pretty good. We're still undefeated. See, it's a 2-for-1. I wasn't kidding. I think the best way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone is to throw a stone at a bird when he's not looking. Then he turns around, sees another bird, thinks that bird threw the stone, so then he kills that bird, and then he dies out of loneliness because that bird was his friend and they hunted together. Yeah. All right. Oop. Dolphins are the only other animals besides humans to have sex for pleasure with me. That's not true. It's just a joke. I mean, that fact about dolphins is true, but the with me part, that was not true. I don't want you thinking that about me. Now, I got real close to my phone. All right, I have 3 knives. I have 3 knives. I juggle knives. I ride tall unicycles. You can tell I do funny jokes. You can tell I'm from Wisconsin, but I live in New York anyway. It's a fun show. I think you'll all like it. Thank you for having me. I do in person and virtual, as you can see from my apartment. This is a hotel room. Why am I lying? I don't know. I like you. Thank you for watching, everybody. Back to you, Chris. Marcus Monroe.
Marcus, you're thinking, well, he's not like that all the time, is he? He's like that all the time. I promise you. He's the greatest. So, hey, that's it for our performers. I want to bring on Sue Boxrud, who's been doing behind the scenes helping out. Hey, Sue.
Hi. We did it.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
I know.
Nice job, Chris.
Thank you. I can't wait to watch it and figure out what I said for the last hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, you were just starting to really feel yourself, we decided, and so it's probably good that it's done.
Probably true. It's probably true that we stopped. altogether. I'm moments away from just a total fiery crash and burn. It's just quit while we're ahead. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I love it. That was super fun. The chat was really lively. We've got a winner for the bear. I've requested the address to be able to send it. Absolutely. Austin, I believe. Yeah, we're doing it. So the bear goes.
All right, Austin.
It's a perfect stuffing.
I think I did a good job. Scott did it.
Yeah,
really, Scott did it. He did it.
Yeah.
He's a perfectionist.
Scott did a nice job. Wonderful. Well, we appreciate everybody coming again. There is a link to a survey. We always want your feedback to hear how we're doing, how we can make these better, and give you more of what you want. So please feel free to go back to the bseshowcase.com website for that.
Okay.
What else, Chris?
And these are going to be up and available to share with everyone once we get it going. It'll be ready for everybody to use, and we'll make sure that gets sent out to everyone so they can send it along to others that might want to sit through this.
Absolutely. Who wouldn't? This is good stuff. Programming gold.
I'm giving it a strong Yelp review as soon as we're done. It's going to be great. Thanks for having us, or thanks for tuning in and watching. It's been awesome. All the acts have really enjoyed performing for everyone, and this is our end of our 4th show. So if you'd like us to keep going, we'll find time to bring more Bass Schuler artists to the screen. Definitely go to the website. The whole virtual section has got video and information on everybody. And again, the 5 for 55 that you can take advantage of. Everybody that you've seen today is a part of it, except for CL. Because he's CL. He deserves a lot of money for the work he does. He's a lawyer, for God's sakes. But everyone else, part of the 5 for 55, definitely take advantage and reach out to us with any questions you have about the acts that you've seen here over the last 2 days.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Something that you will. Perhaps maybe one day you'll notice I'm alive. Even if you never, but I stay